how do we create a camo shader? What is the point of creating a camo shader? You just use a texture. It doesn't move, it doesn't change because it's fun. I've got two vehicles side by side. They're set up with the exact same model and they only have a different material. One has the camo material that I've already created using another shader that was part of my tests. I'm going to create a new one on the fly. Camo should be matte. It shouldn't be glossy. And this is shiny. I don't like the shiny on this. Let's get rid of it. All right, so first things on there is smoothness. So it's going to drop that to 0, no smoothness. It's going to be a rough material. Then we're going to go to ambient occlusion. I'm not going to completely get rid of it, but go to 0.1. Now what we should be seeing is the car on this won't be anywhere near as reflective. And there we go. We can still see some differences here from the light, but it's not a lot. It doesn't stand out as much, which is kind of the target of what we want with the camo. We could try a bunch of different types of noise to add to this. Gradient is Perlin noise. It has its smoothing octaves. That's where you kind of get your gradient from black to white showing up in it. And then simple noise is much more random based. Now, there's also Voronoi, and Voronoi I'm just going to call out right away. I know this one's not going to work. Voronoi sucks in this version. It is, I don't know what the heck is up with it, but in HDRP it worked great, though I didn't try it in this version of Unity. But if I expand this out, you really start seeing a pattern here. And if I just take this out and drag it to preview for the cell, yeah, you really see the pattern. That pattern shows up. We shouldn't be seeing a pattern. And in the HDRP version, I didn't see a pattern. Anyway, so this one's out. So now let's apply a rounding to this. Rounding is going to give us a better pattern for what we want to cut off. So we're basically trying to make a sharper cutoff from one color to the next, like this. And I'm going to do the same thing over here, round. Okay, now the pattern size on this one seems okay on the top, maybe something more like that. A little hard to say. But this one is definitely 2 fragments, so I'm going to zoom out, and we get a pattern like this. Those splotches right there, that looks a heck of a lot better for camo. All right, so I like that one. Let's drag that one in just so we can see black and white on here, and I'm going to get rid of those other 2. We've got a cow. This is our camouflage. Let's get our 2 colors in here to be, well, let's get our negative. So that is -1 minus. I should have done it that way. Anyway, so 1 minus, and then we're going to take this one, we're going to multiply by a color. I do want that to go into the bottom slot so I can drag this one up here. And we're going to put it onto a color. And that color is going to be green or brown, so I guess I'll go with brown because I'm closer to that one right now. Great. So now I've got brown. On the next one, we're going to take this, we'll multiply it. Take the second one, we're going to drag it to another color. And this one's going to be a dark green. Definitely not a red. Dark green. All right, so we've got 2 splotches of color. Now we're going to add these together. Add. And drag the other one up to here. So we are now adding the brown and the green together, but they are taking opposing sections of the pattern. All right. Base color, save, go back to the scene, and we've got our initial first color. That's not bad. It's for ending up just having 2 of these on here. Now let's improve this a little bit further, and we're going to show a certain area where we're going to have to twist the UVs. All right, so let's see. Oh, and A, by the way, if you're unfamiliar with it, if you press A, it automatically brings everything into view. I wonder if it goes the opposite. It does. Nice. All right, so I can zoom in to bring everything into view right away. Excellent purpose. Okay, moving on. We just need to add another color now. So I'm going to put this in. We need black in here. Let's put this up here, this down here, and this right there. Bingo. Now I need another set of noise. We're just going to take this noise, duplicate it, drag it down here, and now we've got another set of noise. We can offset the pattern a little bit, drag it out to here, and we will do multiply. And now we take that multiply pattern and we're going to, then we're multiply by this one. So when we do that, you can actually see we have black, green, and the black, green, and brown. And I'm going to output that to there, but there's a clear problem with it that should become apparent pretty fast here. Let's go ahead and save. Scene. We have repeating patterns. So like this repeats here. And it might be a little difficult to tell on this particular model, but that's definitely something that will continuously happen. We'll see the same, we'll see patterns and sections of this overlap. This swoosh mirrors this swoosh. All right, so let's go back into the shader, and we need to make a change to the UV. I need to bring this out to another UV. So I'm just going to drag it backwards so we can change the UV to, instead of using the default UV, I'm going to drag this out. We'll go to UV, and I'm going to alter this. I'm going to go with rotate. So I've got rotate on here, and now I can change the axis of where it's going to rotate, which doesn't really do anything, but I'm going to change how it rotates. We're going to adjust its offset. All right, so we've got this color in here. Now, I don't really like this one. I want the negative because the black is just a little bit too overpowering. So I'm going to go with 1 minus, and we're going to get from this one instead. And I guess we'll fix that part too. There we go. So now we got splotches of green, of black, and let's do a quick adjustment on this. Offset. Let's go to diagonal. And get some overlaps between them. There. You can just fine tune and adjust the numbers till you get something you like. All right, so now we have this save asset, and we've got our camo car. Hope you found this useful. Talk to you later.